Welcome to my miniature studio and my garage. And so today was a bit of a short day. I had a lovely lunch with some old friends and that was great. But I also did quite a lot of painting, and I've painted my cookhouse chimney now, so that's all done. My little head's all sort of painted, and I'm thinking I'll put some greenery coming down and it'll just soften all this bit and his little head might disappear a bit more. And I've done some walls. It's never ending. And then I've fitted the staircase just temporarily to see how it was coming up here. And so what I have to do now is I'm just in the process of making this little wood wall, and I'll have to put a piece across here, so I'll have to be very careful. But I left it to last because I wasn't sure where this was going to come in to this part. So sometimes these things have to be left to the last minute. This will have a landing going that way, and it will have, I think I ended up doing it slightly wrong, and it'll have one step going up to the floor. So my little wall is going to have to come under here somewhere. So that's all right. Just a little complication, but we can manage that. And so I've been working also on the chandelier, and Roger and I have been working together on it because sometimes you need two pairs of hands. And so I've just given you a few short videos of my progress through the chandelier and then how it's worked out at the end. So I shall see you a little bit later on. My theory about wiring up the lights on a piece of card before I set it on top of the chandelier was a good one. The next step was fitting the chains onto the chandelier base, and I soldered all the joints of the links so I didn't want the whole thing falling apart when I was putting it up. And now I'm just waiting for the glue to dry before I put the top frame on, and I've threaded the wires through one of the spokes of the top frame, thinking ahead, because those wires will travel up one of those chains. So that's the next step. So the next step was to glue the top frame on with the little gap between the spokes so that the wires can go through. And now I've glued it and I've pegged it so it'll dry properly, and I've got to leave this now. And the other thing I made was the centerpiece to go at the top. That little piece in the middle goes through the roof and into the channel that I'll be cutting for the wires. So that was quite a necessary piece of equipment to make too. So it looks rustic, but that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a rustic looking chandelier, and I'm happy with it so far. So I've made my chandelier. I haven't quite done the top yet, but I just thought every step of the way I'm testing these jolly bulbs because I would hate to actually hang it up and find that it's not working. But no, they're all working nicely, which is great. I ended up with 4 because they'll wear my battery out if I have too many on my battery in the chimney. So 4's fine, and it's nice and bright, so that'll look really good. So we're quite pleased with our progress with the chandelier. I don't think we'll ever be able to make a living out of making chandeliers because it took us all day to do that one. And I'm sure it's not going to ever be economical to do. But we had a bit of fun, and Roger learned how deft miniaturist hands have to be. And I learnt that not everybody has deft hands. So between the two of us we managed anyway, and it was a nice collaboration.